Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your energy check in. It is my pleasure to work for you. As you guys know, these readings are timeless and absolutely signless, so you don't actually have to have any Cancer placements at all in your natal chart. And you don't actually have to be watching this video at the time that it's being made. All you need to do is to see if it resonates with you, then take it, think about it for a little bit, and yeah. Oops, there's your card. Feeling a lot of business energies coming in for some of you guys, by the way. And also, is somebody here still watching videotapes like VHS? Because I just kind of got this energy of a videotape that you need to rewind before you send back. Anyway, if you'd like to have a personal reading with me or an energy shift session, please do feel free to reach out. This just felt very surgical. So there's something going on in your life that requires precision, is what Spirit is saying. Oh, wow. All right, let's get into these energies. And this, what is this? Thank you. Trust in the plan, okay? Releasing. Yeah, I'm getting, some of you may actually, and now, some of you may actually need to have some type of surgical procedure. At first, I thought it was just energetic, because we do energy surge. I can't even speak now because the energies. We do energetic surgery during the healing shift sessions. But for somebody here, you may actually be having some type of procedure done for you. Spirit is saying in this month, which is, technically Cancer season, where a lot of you are having your birthdays, it's best to keep things simple. I feel a lot of blame game energy going on in your field. And Cancer, I do have to be honest, I feel that whether or not you perceive of yourself as being part of that blaming and that fighting and all of that, you are part of it, right? Some of you have the impression that you're rising above it, but I'm actually not seeing that, because if you had really already transcended it, it would not be at your doorstep, is what Spirit is saying. So Spirit is saying that there are some things that you just need to let go, and in order to really let go of these frequencies, one of which is what we were just talking about with this blame game and this fighting and whatnot, Spirit is saying that you're going to have to, number one, come to terms that you're part of it. They're kind literally like you're part of the problem. I cut out the problem that part, but I need to purely channel as what they say. But so you're part of the problem, number one. Number two, and though, so they're saying you have to remember, so you have to keep in mind, number one, that you're part of the problem, which means you're at the same vibration. And they're like, that's why we're having this whole talk, so you can elevate your consciousness and slip out of that vibration and that frequency altogether. It's giving me this vibe of like undergrad student issues. You only have one job, which is to come to class and learn, but yet everybody in class is sleeping with each other and having these parties and creating problems outside of class, and then they're getting all caught up and stuff. And so this is that energy that's going on. The second thing is that I do feel that there's some accountability that you're going to have to take, Cancer, is what I'm getting as well. And that may lead to the third thing, needing to make some apologies to people. Now, I have to be honest, I do see you doing that graciously, because I think for a lot of you, you also understand what's going on. And I do feel that on some level, and a very conscious one at that, so good for you. You know an apology is necessary, and you know that you need to give it. And I really don't feel that you're actually going to be expecting the other person to apologize as well. And in fact, there's more to whatever this story is for some of you. There's like a hidden element that includes another person, whatever this situation is. And I feel like there's something here that you're going to find out, and it's almost going to be like, oh, okay, well, now that I know this extra story or this extra detail, I definitely don't expect this other person to apologize. I know I'm the one who has to apologize. Now, for some of you, it almost feels like maybe you had some issue with somebody, and maybe there's a little falling out. See how I'm starting to, well, something happened. That's your energy. Like, you, instead of saying, yeah, I took money from this person, or I stole from this person, or I stole this person, there's something about theft here. I stole this person's opportunity, I stole this person's moment to shine, I stole this person's one moment where people could have respected them. Instead, you're like, well, there were words exchanged, It's kind of like dancing around the issue, but let's break it down. It's so it feels almost like you find out like not only did you steal from this person, whatever that thing is, the energy is of a theft of some sort, and that's where the apology is. But you find out later that, or now, because there's the now card. You find out now that oh shoot, someone else later stole from them. It's almost like this person, you start to understand and you start to see that this person was actually victimized, not only by you, but by another person. So there's this energy of like, oh my God, like I have, and it's not to say I have set this in motion, but it's like it triggers your compassion. It triggers your ability to have compassion for this person. Um, I do feel that I'm seeing the Seven of Cups wanting to come in from way above on my shelf. So let me think. Yeah, thank you, Spirit. Spirit is saying that you're going to have to make a choice, and so that's why we. It almost feels like this situation that I'm picking up on for you, Cancer, was predestined in a sense, or preordained. It was not giving you an excuse like, oh well, see, I stole for a reason, or see, that happened for a reason, whatever, however you're choosing to describe whatever it was. But no, I mean, you had some choices, right? Always think it's like, oh well, if you ever find yourself, if your free will choices ever bring you to this moment, you're going to have this test. So it's not to say, oh, you were born to have this test. I'm not getting it that way. But somehow you're here, and I'm seeing that this all here, 1, 2, 3, 4, test. And the test is, what are you going to choose? That's the Seven of Cups energy coming in. What are you going to choose? Because you can walk away from this and you will keep everything, whether it's money or status or reputation or an item. For somebody it's just an item, it's a trinket, it means nothing to you, but it probably meant a lot to this other person. It had some significant value, right? It could even be a person that you stole, right? But whatever this is, you could just walk away from it and be like, well, my house is richer for it, and you would be right because you have the thing. You won, quote unquote, if that's the word you're looking for. um Validation could have been what when you win the what is it, you win the war, no, not win the battle, win the war, no, not that. It's like you win something, but at what cost, right? That's Five of Swords energy. It's like, yeah, I won. People, I won the trophy, but like I hurt people in the process, right? So kind of, I have to be honest, Cancer, this is the energy I'm getting. So you can walk away. You can choose to do that and totally be the quote unquote winner, or you can have some other options too. One of which is to apologize to even if it's just like, hey, I'm sorry about the way things shook out. I'm sorry about the way things ended. Like I know I ended up getting the job, but I realize now that maybe it would have meant a lot more to you, and maybe if I could go back, I probably wouldn't have applied, knowing that whatever it is that it feels like that kind of a gray area thing where it's like, well, I can do it, but somewhere the angels are writing something down like, well, you did do it and you were able to do it, but should you have, or like, was it worth it? It's one of those things. And so I do see that a test is here, and the test is going to be about how compassionate can you be with this person. And it's funny because I do feel that this person feels like a happy-go-lucky person, generally speaking, is what I'm getting. And I feel like it's almost like you're going to have forgiveness regardless. It feels like they're going to forgive you regardless. You may not be as close anymore. I love how they're having this whole reading. I wonder if these cards are going to also be part of this energy, but you will, yeah, it feels like you may not be as close. And I think it's just, but they're not going to walk away with this bad taste in their mouth like, oh, this person did this to me. And it feels more like, oh, well, I didn't get the job. Let's go with that. Let the job one. Well, I didn't get the job, so and so got it. And, I have to be honest, I feel kind of sad that they went to apply for it, even though I was the one who even told everyone in the office about it, and no one even knew about it opening up in the company, and they knew how much I wanted it. joined this company for the sake of finally getting into that position. And, well, they ended up getting it. And I guess, whatever. And then their friends are like, dude, they totally stole that job from you. Can't you see? This person is this person's that. How could you not see this? And they're like, yeah, but everybody can apply. And that's kind of their energy. They're in that energy, that kind of that way, right? And I guess at the end of the day, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like your conscience, and this person is going to be okay because spirit will provide for them in another way. But it's one of those things where, well, just because you can doesn't mean you should, right? And sometimes that's such a gray area, so I understand. So that's that. Thanks, spirit. Ooh, interesting that came out like that. I don't usually. No, I read whatever it. The cards come out and they write themselves as they need to be. So let's see. I'm getting the words against my better judgment. So I'm getting and I knew this card felt very positive because from the back of it looked very positive, something about the energy. You're going to come to a place where you're like, against my better judgment, I'm going to make it up to this person, is what I'm getting. So let's continue on with that example. Let's say that you have this happy-go-lucky coworker who really wants this job. They really want this position really badly. And they're the ones who told you about it. You had no interest in it at all. But then after they waxed poetic about it, and they told you about the benefits packet and the opportunities it can open up, and their 5-year plan and how it could get them there. And they're like, oh, okay, that's too much, the 5-year plan. Then you're just mean. If you did that. Sorry, but it's not like that. Let's say 3-year plan. It's like a 3-year. So you can see it's still kind of, significant in a sense. And they tell you about this 3-year plan, and then the company says, hey, anyone willing to apply, because as a company is, they should do that. And then you end up doing it. You don't tell them that you're applying, and you kind of tell yourself, oh, well, it's fair game, whatever. And then you end up getting the job, and it's like they feel stabbed, and not even backstabbed, stabbed in the heart. So this is the difference. Maybe this is the difference between someone who would be like become vengeful and someone who's just hurt. So this happy-go-lucky person is just hurt. It's like, ow, like, oh really? Like you that like, and then it's like, no, but this is my friend. They wouldn't mean to do that to me. And because they've got this like happy-go-lucky halo-ish kind of energy, and it's a little bit, it's like a stab in the heart for them. But flash forward, and this is where spirit is saying you're going to make your apologies, and it's they're saying it's time for you to make that apology. This apology, maybe, I don't know how long it's been, but it's all of a sudden I feel like crying. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not going to, because I'm in the middle of a reading. But what you're going to do is, it's almost like you're going to. You can't take back the past, but you can open it up. So let's say that in that same analogy, you end up getting the job to be this team leader, and then kind of to make it up to this person, you say, hey, I'm, blah blah blah, I feel bad, and looking back, I realized I should have said something to you, and maybe the truth is that when you talked about it, I also got very interested in this job and this whatnot, and I applied, and truth is I should have come to you and told you that. And well, now I'm heading up the team, and I'd love to have you on board. It may not be the position that you want, but I would love to have you on board, and we can share in some responsibilities, and I'll give you a good write-up. It's like you're opening it up in that sense. And part of you, that's why I said, and I just saw the time, 14 minutes 41 seconds, so 1441. There's a split in consciousness here, because part of you, you heard it when you were like, against my better judgment. And in fact, here we see that the spiritual decree, this is the willpower card in the reversed. Against my better judgment, I'm going to open it up to this person to, um, have an opportunity, have the opportunity to prosper because of something that I took from them, something that I stole. It's really like a theft energy again. Could be a person, it could be a job, is what I'm getting, right? Yeah, look, this is exactly what we're talking about. Look, King of Wands coming through to represent you, Cancer. I know you're a water sign, but this is what's coming through for you, right? King of Wands, and Spirit is as this little gecko or salamander. It's like it's time, and here you are offering. It's not the Page of Pentacles offering, it's you, the King of Wands, offering this person something that's going to allow them to have a rebirth of some type, because here we have the Judgment card, which brings a rebirth, but it's also bringing this energy of like, oh my gosh, spirit is saying, and it feels like another energy kind of coming in, like, you fucked up, what did they say? Sorry, I gotta get it back. You fucked up, you know what you need to do. And that's the energy that's happening here. And we see this, we're seeing this Eight of Cups energy. It's almost like you're this red cloak here, right? Because we were just seeing that, walking off and leaving somebody, walking off. Eight of Cups is about walking away, but like you're that energy that walked off and left somebody with like a mess and wondering what happened. It's like, and yeah, there's some responsibility. Here's a King of Cups. For some of you, this could have been a third person party. Look, here's the Five of Cups, grief. The High Priestess, around something that was hidden. So this could have really been about I'm getting a marriage for somebody. Now we're switching into like more of a relationship thing, but again, it could be anything, because we were hearing about the job earlier, right? But Spirit is saying that they've been working with this person, whoever this happy-go-lucky person is or was or whatever, and they've kind of been marinating them, they say, in some other stuff. It's almost like soothing them, which is bringing through some Temperance energy. Some cards I wanted to come out right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not so much this one. We'll put that over here later. I see you, card. I see you creeping. Oh, 2. Okay. All right. I see the 2 of you creeping. I'll put you there. But so Spirit is saying it's time. It's time. All right. Time to make, I want to say make good, but the word I'm hearing is time to make do. So sometimes it's like yeah. And then I see that you even have had a transformation. Look at this, from here to here. There's a transformation from going from one man to the next. Actually, okay, there's so many energies. Let's go two ways. One, you've made a transformation, okay? You're going from here to here. So I'm seeing you clearing some stuff. But also for some of you, you're going from one man to the next. So there's learning that needs to happen. And it's almost like getting an awareness, building an awareness and learning and understanding, and then unplugging. It's almost, this is karmic. When I say karmic, I'm feeling karmic connections. You're with somebody to learn something and then it ends, right? But of course the idea is like, well, what was the worth? There's the low self-worth. 5 of Pentacles. But I was asking, what was the point? What was the worth of going through all of that to steal something, is the energy I'm getting. And I'm also seeing that it's almost like here's that other person, having to like pack up and move on or move out. They're bringing these 2 cards in, and then here's you and somebody else. So for some of you, this is really about a third party situation. Maybe you were the third party. Look at, here's the third card. Maybe you were the third party. Yeah, and there's a lot of shame, because I'm seeing her wanting to cover her nakedness there, right? So Spirit is saying, again, going back to the 7 of Cups, this is a time to move forward in your life, Spirit is saying. And sometimes in order to move forward, we have to move back, but we can't take away our actions. I see this little thing, this lizard of some sort, looking at this card on the bottom. We can't take away our actions, but we can make do, is what Spirit is saying. There's the King of Swords again. Wait, King of Swords didn't come out in this reading. It was the last reading, but there's the King of Swords that we need to acknowledge. It could be a conversation that needs to be done. Look, swords, 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 moving on, moving forward, but being able to, from this position, explain something. This is about communicating with somebody. Ah, makes sense. There we go. So Spirit is encouraging you to make that choice to communicate, because here's the King of Swords making the communication, putting the swords down, keeping it real, being open, being as transparent as possible. And here you are sending that message off, right? Look at the hand. I'd love to see the palms open, which would mean that really I'm coming forward with the truth and with, you know, just vulnerability, but it's the palms are down, but the hand is still there, showing I'm coming forward with as much as I can muster. I do see uh, butterflies here, so there has been an understanding that has been gained by you through I guess moving from one man to the next. They're saying that could be specific for some people, but moving from one situation to the next, so perspective has been gained is what Spirit is saying. And again, he, like, didn't I tell you guys earlier, the Five of Swords energy is about winning something, but at what cost, right? And Spirit is saying, and that's the waters that you're gonna have to I don't want to say lie in, but beds, you lie in beds, right? But that's the water that's inside, and it's something that you can unload. If you can unload that, you'll feel better, right? Yeah, and again, I'm seeing you watching yourself as who you used to be, and you're just not that way. And this was a learning lesson. They're also saying a skipping stone, like a skipping stone or stepping stone. It's like boing boing boing, like stepping stone. And because it's a stepping stone, it kind of brings this question back: was it worth it? It was like you didn't have to step on this stone. You didn't have to, right? Because here we have this grief card as someone's floating down the river, kind of left out in the cold, kind of struggling and bleeding about it. And so Cancer, if this reading is for you, I mean, it's not, it must be very hard. 22 minutes and 11 seconds on this call. As I said that, it must be very hard to hear this, right? But I do, it is what it is. 22 minutes, 22 seconds, and Spirit is coming through as the wheel turns, again coming through with this message. It's time. Okay, trust in the plan, and this communication will be your way of they're saying promoting yourself. They're saying promoting yourself in the eyes of the twins. I don't know who the twins are, but promoting yourself, that's going to mean something to somebody. Promoting yourself in the eyes of the twins. And here we have the Star Child card, guys. Okay, that's referring to you, Cancer. All right, so guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this reading right now. And yeah, it is what it is. So thank you, Spirit, for coming through. And if you'd like to have a personal reading with me, you know where to find me. If you'd like to have an energy healing session, go ahead and book that on my website. And what was I going to say? Oh, and please know that the energy healing sessions are live via Zoom. So, all right. Anyway, guys, until then, God bless you. Bye.